Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk really quick about how to play a song called Sweet Home Alabama by LYNYRD SKYNYRD. We're going to start with a really easy strumming version. This song is the kind of song where there's so many licks, you could spend years studying all the licks to Sweet Home Alabama, but just from the beginning, for a beginner, this is a good way to do it. It starts on a D major chord. We're going to take the first finger and put them on the G on the second fret. Second finger is going on the high E on the second fret. And the third finger is going on the B on the third fret. And if you play just the top four strings of the skinny strings, D, G, B, and E, then that'll give you the clear sound out of a D major chord. And then we're going from that chord to a C major chord. So we're going to take the first finger and go to the B on the first fret. The second finger is going to the D on the second fret. And the third finger is going to the A on the third fret. And if you strum all those strings together, that's called C major. That sounds really happy too. And then from there we're going to a G major chord, so we're going to take the first finger and go to the A on the second fret. Second finger is going to the low E or the thick E on the third fret, and the third finger is going to the high E on the third fret. And if we strum all those, that makes a G major chord, which also sounds really happy. And then we're going to actually end up doing the G twice. So we're going D, C, G, G for the verse and the chorus progression. There are a couple other places we'll talk about in just a minute, but for the most part you could, just starting out, just do D, da, 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 C, da, 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 G, G, D, C, G, G. That's something I call blocking, where you play just one down on every chord, and that's a really good hand isolation thing for the left hand. So D, C, G, Now, a lot of my instruction videos, I use my favorite strum pattern for a 4/4 like Sweet Home Alabama, and we could try and add that to this song, although we'll talk about another strum pattern in a minute. But my favorite strum pattern for a 4/4 is down, down, up, up, down, up. So you could try that on each of these chords just to kind of get a feel for the 4/4 time, like 4 beats or 4 foot taps on every chord. So we're going to take the D and go down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down. Now in the song though, it sounds more like a 16th kind of feel, and what I mean by that is a 16th note is if you took your foot tap and divided it into 4. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 16th strum pattern that I like using is if we did like a long down for the 4 on the D. Actually, just to try this is weird. It's a long down and then a down, down, up. But if you were counting 4, it'd be like down for 4, and then a down on 1, and then you don't play on 2, and then you do a down for 3, and then an up for 4. So this is weird, but I'm going to do this really slow. Alright, so we got D, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then D down, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I was sure I count that out. So you got long down, 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 up, long down, 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 up, long down, 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 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, So it's long down, down, down. So we did that on each chord. We'd have D, down, down, C long, down, 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 G long, down, 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 G long, down, 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 D long, down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 G down, 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 D down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 G down, 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 G down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 G down. Now there are a couple places in the song where there's some hits, and what I mean by hits is that chord pattern changes, and for the most part where that happens is kind of like the boo-hoo part, boo-hoo, that thing. So for that part, instead of doing the, you'd actually still be doing the D, still be doing the G, So we're doing the G, but then on the last measure you would substitute, instead of a G, you'd play an F and then a C. So the way that you play an F major is you take the first finger and bar the entire first fret. The second finger is going to go to a G string on the second fret. Third finger is going to go to the A on the third fret, and the pinky is going to go to the D on the third fret. And on that part of the song, you just do a down on F, and then you go to a C and do a down, and then you go back to D to start over. So if we're doing that with the strum pattern, like if we go back to the down, down, up, down, up, we'd have D, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down. Then we block F, C, and then we go back to the D to start over. If we're doing it with the long down, down, or down, 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 up, then we'd actually do exactly the same thing. So the way that that feels is you have the D with the long down, 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 C, down, 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 G, down, 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 up, F, C, D, down, down, C, down, 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 G, down, 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 F, C. Now for an absolute beginner, that F can be a pain in the butt. You can just completely ignore that change and just play D, C, G, G through the whole tune and not worry about it. But if you want an easy way to play an F substitute, there's a chord called F major 7. And the way you play F major 7 is first finger's on the B on the first fret, just like C. Second finger is going to go to the G on the second fret, and the third finger goes to the D string on the third fret. And that's called F major 7, which you can kind of substitute F major 7 instead of the F. So in the easiest scenario, if we're doing down, down, up, we'd have D, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F major 7, C with the downs. If we're doing the other strum pattern with the long down, 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 up, we have down, 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 C, down, 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 G, down, 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 F major 7, C, and then we go back to the D to start over. So that's kind of a weird thing too, but a lot of times in a song like this, you want to do something like an intro lick where people know immediately what song it is that you're playing. So one way we could do that with this song is using something called arpeggios. And what an arpeggio is in music is arpeggio means broken chord. So like if you took the D, and instead of playing the whole D as a strum, if we did 2 D strings, and then went to the B string one time, and then went to the G and did 2 G strings, then that kind of sounds like the very beginning of the song. So we got D, D, B, G, G, D, D, B, G, G, D, D, B, G, G, D, D, B, G, G. Well, that's kind of an arpeggio of a D chord too, because you're just playing little pieces of it. Well, when you go to the C chord, you can do exactly the same thing, but do the A string for the first note. So we're kind of changing the bass notes is what we're actually doing. So you play the A string twice, and then the B string one time, and the G string twice. So you have A, B, G, G, A, B, G, G, A, B, G, G, A, B, G, G. As far as the strings that you're arpeggiating on the C chord. And then if we go to the G major, we could do the low E or the thick E twice, and do the B, G, G. So low E, B, G, G, low E, B, G, G, low E, B, G, G, low E, B, G, G. As arpeggios of those chords. So together it sounds like this. You got the D with the D, D, B, G, G, C with the A, B, G, G, G with the low E, B, G, G, which sounds a little bit more like Sweet Home Alabama. I like doing on the last G instead of the arpeggio is kind of a little lick or one of the licks that there are thousands of licks in that particular song. And this is doing kind of a pull-off lick, and basically we're going to take the G string on the second fret with the first finger, because first finger is stronger and it's just easier that way. So we're going to take the G string on the second fret and play that note, and then if you let your first finger just kind of fall off the string to the open string, like no pick, that's called a pull-off. So we kind of got second fret, pull off to open, and then what we're going to do is play another open G string, and then we're going to go to the 4th fret on the D or G and do the same thing. So we got 4th fret on the G, pull off to open G, and then open G, and then we're going to go to 5th fret on the G string and do just a pull off from the 5th fret to the open. So all together our lick is it's all on the G string, and you got 2 pull off open G, 4 pull off open G, pull off, open, open, 4, pull off, open, open, 5, pull off, open, all on the G string. So all together you got. So what we could do is throw that lick in for the last G. So if we do the arpeggios, we got the D chord with D, D, B, G, G, and then the C chord with the A, B, G, G, and then the G chord with the low E, B, G, G, and then we do the lick 2, pull off, open, 4, pull off, open, 5, pull off. That's the basics of how you would play Sweet Home Alabama. So, good luck!